You and I both know that life is hard. And the truth is that when you step out of your comfort zone, when you decide to take a stand because your work matters, it's not easy. Things go wrong. We don't always have the money that we need to hire the big marketing teams that are behind big launches. And it's so easy to get into the comparing game of why am I not there? Why am I not further along? And we beat ourselves up to the point of exhaustion as conscious women entrepreneurs. And I'm here to tell you that it's time to cut the crap. In fact, I think I should start calling these What the Fuck Wednesdays instead of Weird Wonderful Wednesdays. Because let's face it, things are not always easy. And anybody who's told you that it's easy, and when you look at your peers, people in your industry, at their Facebook groups, of their pages of glossy, happy pictures and stories about how much their life has changed because they've started doing something, please don't believe everything you see. In fact, could you just do yourself the kindest favor possible and just stop? Just stop and get back in touch with why you're in business in the first place. And go there. Connect in with your heart and remember that what you're doing in the world, what you're inviting people into, that you're willing to give from a generous heart because you have so much to give. And all the lives that you're going to change because you did it even when it wasn't comfortable, that's what matters. Quite frankly, I'm so sick and tired of seeing the amount of bullshit that's going on out there in the world from presidents like our dear Zuma in South Africa, who is lying and stealing and cheating and filling up his pool at his 38 billion rand complex, while the people that voted for him are starving and are without running water and lights, where he is out of authenticity and where the money, quite frankly, has gone to his head, and he has so many cronies in his back pocket, in his government, that have too much to lose by actually saying, you know what, this is wrong. I'm wrong, and I'm willing to change it and pay the price and redeem myself. They're never going to do it. So blaming and shaming and mudslinging and defending, it doesn't get you anywhere. And if we're going to change countries, if we're going to create a positive impact in the world with our unique gifts and capacities, we got to start doing the inside work. We got to bring it home and focus on that. And remember that no one does it the way that you do it. There's only one of you. And the longer you wait, the longer you keep looking outside of yourself before you actually show up and take a stand and be the truth teller and change lives as only you can, the longer, quite frankly, the world misses your gifts. And I know that might sound cliche and very woo-woo and out there, but I know, because I have helped hundreds of women myself, including myself. I have saved the wretch that I was. And I don't always get it right. I screw up. I get sidetracked by bright shiny objects, but less so now, because it has to change, and it starts with me. So I invite you today to get back in touch with your heart. Get back in touch with why you get up every morning, why you keep doing what you're doing. And stop looking for, what do I have to lose if I choose this? There's so many incredible women that I know, too many to mention, that are willing to be vilified, willing to be judged, willing to stay in their truth, even if it means losing endorsements, losing sponsorship, not getting onto the New York Times best-selling list, because they've worked for it and their work matters and people need to know about it. But they go anyway because, yes, we need to have the money. Yes, we can make more change with money. But please, please don't lose yourself in the what do I have to lose here. Think about the amount of babies that are dying, the amount of people that don't have water. Think about your bigger why. Because that's going to get you up in the morning and that's going to get you into action. And get your work out there. Demand that of yourself. Because the old ways don't work, where it's just what's in it for me. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing it everywhere in my own circles, where people want the shortcut. They do a 2-day workshop or an online course, and all of a sudden they're putting themselves out there as an expert, and they're not walking their talk, and they're not standing in the truth of what they know. They're trying to be something they're not. They're trying to follow somebody else's system. That's not what the world needs. The world needs you. So think about your life experiences, the challenges that you've overcome, the stories that you can use as a vehicle to inspire other people to know that their work matters, that they matter. And make it your own. Because I don't know about you, but when it's not authentic, when it doesn't come from the heart, we feel it. We're women. We're so in touch with our feelings. And quite frankly, the women I work with, they're making a great living. They're changing lives. And they're doing amazing things in the world that are greater than all of us because of it. So I want you to have money. I want you to be successful. But I want you to not lose your way in the money, in your selfish why, even though you need to know what you want, what your desires are, where you see yourself 6 months from now. You have to have both. But you can't do it from a place of noise and busyness and illusions and putting on a happy face when you're not happy. I want to know who you are. I want to know who you live into. I want to know who you're becoming. Not what you're pretending to be because some big marketer told you that's what you have to do, or the organization that you're involved with is all about what else is possible and that life doesn't get better than this. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but it comes from you committing to make it the best life without losing yourself and your integrity along the way. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to get people to heal their root cause of running around in circles, thinking they're not enough. Healing from their adverse childhood experiences, because I know that when I went there and I had somebody to support me in that place, my whole life changed. Not all at once, And it wasn't comfortable. It still isn't. There's still days where I wonder, what's it all about? What's the point? Because there's so much adversity out there. There's so much confusing information out there. And I struggle. I have those days when I still struggle. And that's the honest truth. I question where I'm going and what I'm doing all the time. And anyone who tells you that if you just choose this one thing, or you just get another certificate proving that you're actually good at something, and you're not owning it, you're not bringing it home, you're going to keep running. So what is it worth to you to stop the madness and to tap back into your heart, because you know you like nobody else knows you. And that's what the world is waiting for. Not some half-baked idea of what somebody else thinks you should be, but the child that always knew that anything was possible with the right guidance and the right support and the right container where you could feel safe, because you create your safety. Not from lack, not from losing, not from what's in it for me, but from a place of knowing that when you track your own North Star, when you are willing to go into those uncomfortable places and be there and hold that space for you to get what you need, everything changes, including organizations and governments and countries. So that is my What the Fudge Wednesday to you, if you'll receive it. Because it's time. It's time for women to start owning their potency in the larger collective of women celebrating other women. And that's as simple as it needs to be. So if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling isolated or separate, and you're longing for that deep connection that our grandmothers, mothers knew, the red tent, the gathering, the uprising, the holding space that we as women know from the womb of nurturing, deep connections and relationships that take us so much further and make so much more impact, because there's deep fertile listening beyond judgment. If that is what you're looking for, it's already there. All you have to do is drop your barriers and ask. Ask for that one precious thing that's going to bring you home to what you came here to be, to live in the greatest version of yourself. Even when you do feel alone, even when it's hard, even when there's something to lose, like a couple of zeros or one of your earnings. Because I believe that when you lead from generosity, when you give everything you have to give, it comes back tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. It comes back. And you need to trust that there is enough. You're enough. You're enough. And I see you.